Hey everybody, Dual666 here, back for finally October 1st, part 1 of my double update. This is commemorating 10 years ago. I did my first 2-part update. I thought that was pretty ambitious, I guess, so I'm going to try and mirror the results here tonight. So it is still September 30th right now as I record. It's going to be scheduled to upload when you're seeing it, obviously, right now. But it's only because I'm so busy tomorrow. I'm going to be at work all day. But don't worry, I will be coming home afterwards, and we'll get the other video going as well. So spread the love, spread the word around. Big updates coming today, and gonna get started right now. But you guys know how I like to do it. I'd like to acknowledge that I'm trying to get on the wagon as far as drinking is concerned. So I haven't been drinking pretty much anything the last week or so. But never been one for cold turkey, so here's the ween. This is the very last Oktoberfest I have for the season. I don't know if you can see the label because it's so orange, but Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. So cheers, everybody. Very, very good. All right, and keeping it real with the stoners. Cheers, everybody. Awesome. Alright, let's get right into it, guys. First thing I have here is Dark Country. This was really cool. The budget really can restrain production value, I feel, in a lot of movies, and this one really went for it and just made whatever they had available really, really work. Very stylish lighting and direction, and even the backdrops that a lot of these scenes are filmed in front of are green screen scenes. They're just, they've got this dreamlike, really cheesy quality to them that just works so well for the atmosphere in this film. So I actually had a really good fun time with this. Really cool plot. Characters, they unwind quite a bit. Good twists. So yeah, Dark Country, first one there. Next one we got here, The Shadow Man. This was, I was thinking it was going to be kind of more like Slender Man sort of thing, but it really wasn't. It was actually quite a bit more psychological and sexually disturbing, so really underestimated it, and it came through. This was actually a pretty brutal film. So tread lightly. Don't judge by the cover. It's actually pretty brutal. So yeah, I enjoyed this one pretty good, and yeah, that's it, The Shadow Man. Alright, this next one wasn't so great. I really did enjoy the plot. It unwound just fine. Decent enough acting. It just, I feel like it pulled too many punches, but it was still a fun time. It was The Banished. Thought this was pretty damn cool for what it was. A lot of these films I'm showing are indeed worth $1 at Dollar Tree. I just go and pick up a few here and there once in a while, and some turn out to be really good, and some of them, just turn out to be okay. Luckily, this one didn't turn out to be utter trash like a lot of them do. So yeah, there it is. The Banished. Had a good enough time with that. Y'all should check it out. Alright, we got something really, really cool here. I'm going to take it apart, open it up, show you guys what's up. But I don't know what region this is pressed for, and good lord, the light is really bad. So I hope you guys can see it a little bit, but it's the box set that has the first, or all 4 house films, rather. And I'll go ahead and take this out. Maybe you can see this one better. There's that artwork. And then it unravels to show all of the artworks. Pretty cool. And then got all 4 of the discs in there as well. I got some postcards with a lot of cool scenes on them in there as well. When I talk about this box set more extensively, I'll show it to you in better light and break it down. But there's the house films, so I'll talk about them one at a time real quickly. The First House, I've seen it, many, many times. Totally classic, goofy-ass film from the 80s. Sean S. Cunningham is, obviously one of my, big inspirations filmmaking-wise. So, love The First House. Second House, I love Royal Danos, so he gives it a lot of, good feels for me. But it's, definitely, arguably the most ridiculous, goofy-ass movie in the series. So it's likable enough. I have a lot of sentimental value with it. So House 2 is fun for me. House 3, just recently saw for the first time, is actually a super good slasher in my opinion. And honestly, more of a character study in many respects as well too. So just super, super solid film. I was not expecting it to be that good. House 4, it's like a reimagining of the first film. It's pretty good actually, but I feel that it drops out quite a bit at the end. Perhaps the First House does too. I tend to cut it a lot more slack because I've seen it, and known it and loved it for so long. But House 4 had a lot of the charm of the first film, but just didn't quite solidify as quite as solid of a film. So, all in all, the series in itself, it's totally worth owning altogether like this. I couldn't be happier. I finally have all the House films. I used to only have the first two in multi-pack formats with other films, so it's good to have just them all together now. So, there's House. Alright, got something from Troma for the first time in quite some time. We got Blood Oath here. Pretty standard slasher fare here. Fairly tame, actually, by Troma standards, honestly. As far as, lewdness and general vulgarity. But, gore is still top-notch as far as Troma is concerned. They do what they do, but, it just comes through well in this film. It's a cheesy, cheap little slasher, and it does its job, so. Blood Oath, lots of fun. Can't go wrong with Troma. Alright, next up we've got Bones with Snoop Dogg. This is pretty fun. Saw this film a long time ago at a friend's house and never even knew what it was. And just watched it recently for the first time. Had a pretty good time with it. Not all that serious or, great of a film, but I had a good enough time with it. It speaks to my childhood quite a bit, so there it is. Bones. Alright, gonna wet the palette real quick. We're going to break into some Blu-rays now. First one we've got here, it's not exactly horror, but it's Power Kids from Magnet Entertainment. This was pretty fun. I was expecting it honestly to be a little bit better, but because of the length of the film being so short, I did not drag on at all. Plenty of action, decent plot, really funny characters. It's everything you want in a short, cute little action flick. So Power Kids, real fun stuff. Next up, one more not necessarily horror. This is just 9, Tim Burton. I had never seen this. I put it off for a long time, kind of wrote it off as just another Tim Burton thing that I didn't really care about. But as with all things coming full circle, I eventually saw it very cheap, and my wife had mentioned she wanted to see it, so here it is. And I actually, enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So, I don't really necessarily have anything against these particular filmmakers. It's just not really my bag most of the time. But it's just easier to cut back with something like this when we don't necessarily want to throw on something really brutal before bed. So, fun stuff. I really did enjoy it. It was, lots of familiar voices in it, and really decent original plot. I had no problems with it. It was pretty fun. 9. Good stuff. Okay, so something that I did not really like so much, and it's not typical that I find something from Magnet that I don't like, but it's Playback, and this is like one of the films I've seen pull the most punches from Magnet in quite some time. I really had a problem with the way this film was put together. Like, it's an R-rated film, and there's not really too much going on with it. It's definitely got, your typical jump scares, and I could see how people could like it, but it's just not necessarily one of my favorite Magnet features. Kind of tends to rely on some stereotypes here and there, so it is what it is. It was fun enough, and if you must see it, go get it. It's not bad. Playback. Alright, something I did really like from Magnet Entertainment that I've been putting off for a long time as well. The ABCs of Death. I know that the light is just dreadful, so bear with me, guys. It's going to be a long October if you really plan on seeing artworks. But I will talk about most of these films again in the future in better lighting if you guys care to see that, so stick around. Anyways, ABCs of Death. This was quite a long film, and some of the segments, I'm not going to lie, were absolutely ridiculous and totally laughable. Some of the other segments, however, though, were super powerful, well done, giving me definite reason to watch again. And yeah, I give it, honestly, probably an 8 out of 10. It could have been really, really good 9 or 10 if every single story was absolutely just bombshell after bombshell, but some of them are definitely some stranger comedic appeal, I suppose. So, the ABCs of Death, good stuff. Okay, that concludes the Blu-rays. So, got quite a few more DVDs here, so hang in there, guys. Next one we got here is Astral. This was a stylish little weird ghost story. Very short, so it did not drag. Pacing was great. Definitely on the cheaper, cheesier side, but for what this movie had going for it, I thought it was pretty effective. And I honestly had a blast watching this one, so go check out Astral, everybody. Something else I also really underestimated and ended up liking a lot was Lin Shaye in Room for Rent. Lin Shaye from Insidious. And I thought she did a fantastic job in this film. This is one of the better things I've seen in a long time, actually. Not necessarily a horror, but a very good thriller. And there's some horrifying sequences and some stuff that happens in this film that's definitely horrifying. So, you should definitely check out Room for Rent. I know that the lighting is so bad. I'll keep mentioning it, and you guys just bear with me. So anyways, there's Room for Rent. Definitely go check that out. That was a lot of fun. Something else. I heard lots of good stuff about this. I didn't really go into this under any false pretense or, like unfavorable opinion, some sort of bias. I went in thinking that this was going to be good, and I really didn't think it was going to be as good as it actually was. Imagine my surprise when I came out saying, wow, that was actually pretty damn good. This Incident in a Ghostland was off the charts. The plot is everywhere, but the twists aren't, ridiculous. The acting is absolutely fantastic in this. Totally original. You can't ask for much more. This was a lot of fun. Incident in a Ghostland. Check that out. Alright, we got an awesome cheesy monster movie that I actually thought pulled it off really well as well. God, I love to repeat words. We have Derailed, plastic rubber suit monster movie with plenty of gore. It's it effectively plays like a slasher, but it's really just a monster killing people off one by one. Some stupid acting, some dumb decisions made, but also a really original plot and likable enough characters. Not all of the acting is really terrible either. Actually, there's a few people that managed to make this seem sort of believable. So, really, this is an awesome film. Not to mention Lance Henriksen's got a part in this, so it's always good to see him. So, definitely check out Derailed. Lots of fun. Alright, guys, we are approaching the end of part 1 for October 1st, our big double update. So, we've got a couple more films here, and then I'm going to get back to you guys with the other film update. And when this one uploads in the morning, or when you're seeing it right now, God, I'm so bad at this. Anyways, I'll probably go 6 or so hours in between. I'm going to have to get to it after work, so just stay patient, but tune in. Anyways, going to get to these last few here. Dark Planet, really classic 90s sci-fi horror. This was awesome. So cheesy sometimes, but the acting in it is awesome. Plot is awesome. It's comparable, in my opinion, to Event Horizon, even though Event Horizon is so incredibly better overall. But just the premise in this is very similar, in my opinion, and the way that it unfolds is it's so similar. A lot of these sci-fi films really bear a strong resemblance to each other. but I feel like not all of them can pull it off like this one did. This was totally stylish as it was cheesy. Had a great time, so check out Dark Planet, everybody. Alright, you guys saw my last Q video watching Picture Mommy Dead. So I have the Murder Mansion, this double pack I just found in a old pawn shop or antique store or something. But I never had Picture Mommy Dead, so I bought that obviously for, you know, that film right there. You guys saw me watching the other day or yesterday or whatever that was. Everything seems to blur together. Anyways, so this film comes from 1966. It kind of gave me the giallo sort of feel at first, but really it's just a strange psychological character study, and I thought it was really, really good, honestly, for what it was. A little bit beat up print, that's to be expected with these super cheap releases, so who knows, maybe there's a better release for it out there somewhere. But Picture Mommy Dead was awesome. Honestly, I really liked it a lot. And we have reached the end. This is the last film in the update, so we're going to get right to it. Fright Night 2, the Sneaky Tuna edition that I just acquired a few weeks, maybe a month or two ago. Anyways, it's been a long time coming getting this. I've always loved this film, even though I have only seen it a handful of times because I happen to have it on VHS as well. But I don't have a working VHS player anymore, which made me break down and finally get it. And it was always really expensive otherwise, so when I saw on Sneaky Tuna that it was actually affordable, I just went ahead and got it. So there it is. You guys know that this is a classic vampire film. Definitely can't touch the original Lost Boys, but this is a great sequel. Or, sorry, Lost Boys, the original Fright Night. But you should definitely check this out. Really fun vampire film, and yeah, that's it. So, like I said, guys, check back in a few hours. If you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification. So, if you want to see more, subscribe below. I don't normally ask for that, but you know, hey, I'm trying to get the numbers up, try to get more people listening to all my promos for my band and everything else I'm doing. So, happy October, everyone. I hope everyone's safe and doing well still, and I'll see you in a few more hours. Keep on creeping, everybody. Dwarf666 out.